Welcome to C-Suite Sherpas, where we shine a spotlight on business experts and resources that you should know. I'm Ron Partridge. I'll be your host today, and I'd like to introduce today's guest, Shane Jacob. Shane, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate the opportunity, Ron.
All right. So Shane is the founder of the Horsemanship Journey, where they coach people on stable living, reducing anxiety, reducing stress and depression, and increasing self-confidence, self-esteem, and especially hope. So we'll dive into that and we can get into more details. So you ready, Shane?
Ready to go.
All right. Give us a snapshot of what your business is, the major outcomes you get for your clients.
Yeah, appreciate that. I'm in many businesses. I've been in the horse industry for the past 35 years. I was raised on a sheep ranch, and always wanted to be a cowboy and do the cool things that cowboys do, so I did. We have a horse feed business here in Southern Nevada. But what I do mainly with my time now is we coach parents and teens. We also have our M&S events, which is corporate events and team building, where I try to take the lessons that I've learned in my lifetime. I lived in an alcoholic haze for damn near 20 years. Okay. So my experience in life with alcoholism and overcoming it in combination with my experience with horses, we've combined that into a program for team building and events that really focuses on leadership and how we treat other people.
Hmm. That's interesting. I've been an executive for a long time. Who do you say would your services work the best for? Because it seems like executives are a prime target, but who are the clients that you work best with?
Yeah, we have a lot of C-suite groups, leadership teams. That's kind of what we target, and that's kind of what seems to work out very well. We also do a little bit of team building with some live events with horses for new and up and coming smaller groups, not big groups.
Oh, that's great. What sets you guys apart from other people that do similar things?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of horse involved kind of deal. When we add the horse element to our events, it really brings a unique aspect to the whole thing. Horses are so reactive. I mean, they just demonstrate principles so quick and easy, and it just seems like it has more of an impact because the things that we're going to do that we're going to relate with horses is what's going to happen Monday when you're back, leading your team. But you can see it, and it really seems to take a hold. And a lot of times we have light bulb moments when you're having an interaction with a horse, and you can really grasp sometimes deeper the principle. It seems to work well that you can apply um, with your team.
Do you have any specific examples of where somebody really had a breakthrough or it really helped them get on the right path in their personal journey?
It reminds me of something that makes me laugh a little bit because we see it a lot. Sometimes we might feel a little bit arrogant, about we've been in this leadership position for a long time, and sometimes I don't know if they're younger guys or older guys, it doesn't seem like it matters, but sometimes we have guys that enter the program the first, little while they're kind of rolling their eyes about, this doesn't look like it's going to be anything that's beneficial. But then when they're paired up with a horse, you can see this one individual specifically, I could get a lot of body language and comments and not really participating and didn't act like he wanted to be there. Maybe had something else going on in his life. I don't know. But when paired up with a horse, everything changed and you could actually see fear. Okay. So just working through that process and making a connection with the horse and being able to get accomplished what he wanted to with the horse, it was a real transformation. Now, what happened in the long term, I'm not really sure, but over the course of a 2 or 3 day event, we see incredible changes in people that it's really astounding to be able to see the difference to be paired up with that horse and to change your total attitude and make that connection and get the desired result that you're after. After doing that, to be able to make a connection of what can happen with your team back home, those are the moments, and that was one specifically that I wish I had more time to tell you about it, but they're really incredible moments.
That's great. Now, I know dogs typically get used. What is it about horses that is so impactful?
That's a great question. Winston Churchill was credited with saying that there's something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of man. I certainly agree with that. Just being in the presence of a horse and their magnificence and their beauty and their power and their nobility and their non-judgmental and totally reactive, and they're just this magnificent creature that we have the opportunity to be with in this world. It's just in their presence what changes your perspective for that time.
What is the biggest challenge with this kind of space that you're in? What's the biggest challenge your clients are facing, and how are you helping them with that?
Yeah. Do you know what I see? I think it's not our clients. I think it's really the human condition. And I think we're accustomed to solving problems. A lot of us that are in leadership, we're looking everywhere for the solution. And we want to go here and listen to this podcast. And you're listening to me right now. And you're out there and you're solving and you're going. What I find in my own life and with others is that if we really focus right here, it really makes a tremendous difference. I think it's easy for us to forget the influence that we have. And that's what we demonstrate with horses. The biggest thing that's going to impact what happens with the people that we lead and the outcomes and the results in our own lives is not any of that stuff out there. It's what begins right here. What begins right here is our core beliefs that we hold to be true about ourselves. And that is an ongoing situation. It's not something that you develop. A lot of times we look at this, Ron, it's like, hey, that's something that I did in my 20s or 30s. It's done. I got it handled a few years ago. I got all my confidence and now I'm moving on. A lot of times we kind of view our personal beliefs and views about ourselves as something that we check off the list. And when in fact, it's something that are being developed and changed on an ongoing basis, on a daily basis, that if we're really not conscious and intentional about, we become at the effect of. And that is the biggest thing we focus on here at the Horsemanship Journey and that we demonstrate when we work with horses.
Yeah, I can relate with that because as an executive, it's a constant, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your mental health, your emotional health, because people see that and it really impacts culture and your leadership capabilities.
For sure.
Cool. All right. Let's shake things up a little bit. I want the audience to get to know you a little bit more personally. So I'm going to ask you some lightning round questions, if that's cool. We'll see what you come back with. All right. Coffee or tea?
Neither.
What's your preferred drink?
Diet Coke.
There you go.
Coke Zero.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Definitely dogs. Oh, I got to
Um,
tell you, you know why the cowboy got a dachshund instead of a border collie or a healer?
no,
Because he wanted to get a lone little doggy.
I favorite quote or phrase that you think about often?
A belief is a thought that we hold in our mind and continue to prove to be true.
Okay, that's kind of deep. That's good though. Favorite movie or streaming series?
Favorite movie? Oh man, so many. John Wayne, The Cowboys.
Nice.
American classic.
Favorite book?
Favorite book? Oh man, so many favorite books. I have read so many, I don't know where to begin. I love to read books, and there's so many good ones. I'll go with the most recent read, which is by Michelle Maidenberg, which is called Ace Your Life. Great book. I highly recommend it.
All right. Two-part question, last question. One bucket list item that you've already accomplished, and one bucket list item that you haven't, but is at the top of your list.
One bucket list item was to develop a remuda, a group of horses. So I developed a group of horses that we can use for guests and family. It was quite an accomplishment to get together my 7 horses that are solid enough and of the right age. I'm very proud of my personal group of horses. One of the bucket list things coming up soon is launching our Cowboy Cuffs apparel line next year. With that, we're going to be buying a new RV and spending a lot of time on the road. So that's the bucket list we're hoping to accomplish within the next 24 months.
The most important question I have for you is if our viewers would like to collaborate with you or get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, I appreciate that. The best way is through the horsemanshipjourney.com. That website is guided towards parents and teens, but you can contact us there. You can also find us at M&S Events. That is officially launching in 2025.
Okay, great. Thanks for your time today. It was very interesting. Thanks for your insights.
Appreciate you having me.